Hey, I'm Colin Winnette. My new book is called Hain't Stay, but I'm going to read 2 short stories from a book called Animal Collection, out from Spork Press. Some French guy ate an airplane, a bicycle, a table, 4 chairs, a grandfather clock, and a diamond the size of a silver dollar. It was how he made a name for himself. His trick was, he worked everything down to small, manageable little balls of material and then mixed them in with his food. I adopted this method when I ate the tarantula. We were at a bar called Tarantula, and my friend brought in a tarantula he'd found in the street. He had it in a shoebox and showed it all around the bar. Not much happens there. Not much ever. So the tarantula in the shoebox was a big hit. Everyone took their turn looking in, even the bartender. I'm a small person. Not tiny, but smaller than the guys who hang out at Tarantula. They're bikers mostly. The bartender doesn't own a bike, but he could steal one if he wanted. He owns the place, and he gets away more or less with acting the way he wants. He wipes the glasses with a rag I've seen him spit on, and that's not to say fuck you, it's just the fastest way of doing things. There's something likable about him, too, cold as he is. That's part of why I liked going there, to see what he would do. And that day, he dared me to eat the tarantula. My friend agreed it was a good idea, so he double dog dared me. Now, when I say my friend, I mean the one at the bar who talks to me. The bartender takes my order, the others ignore me completely, and he's the one who asks something about the weather. He's the one who asks if a seat's taken. So the dare escalated quickly. I felt a lot of pressure to eat the tarantula. I said I would do it, but they had to kill it first. The bartender shook his head. He wasn't a killer. My friend volunteered. He speared the tarantula with a toothpick. It kept moving, so he speared it again. It kicked, it squirmed against the toothpicks, and he speared it a few more times. Each one made me think it would be less and less possible to do this. Finally, he pulled the toothpicks out, and the thing came apart. He served it to me like a fancy hors d'oeuvre. I shook all over at the first bite, a tuft of wriggling hair at the end of a wooden spear. But I ate it. It was fine. I ate a few more bites, and then I needed to take a break. The bartender drew me a beer. I took a sip and took another bite. My friend was passing me toothpick after toothpick, a fresh morsel on each tip, and piece by piece, I ate the tarantula. The bikers started to look our way. They slapped one another on the chest. They hooted. I ate a bite of tarantula. The bartender seemed amused. I'm not even sure what I was doing there that night, or I wasn't sure up until the tarantula bit, but piece by piece I was making a sort of claim on the evening. I ate some more. I got into a rhythm. My friend was loving it. The bartender crossed his arms over his chest and leaned back. I ate more tarantula. I didn't need the beer anymore, but I sipped it because it was nice. Things were going great. My friend handed me another toothpick. I'd eaten all 8 legs and we were moving on to the body. I couldn't tell you how much time had passed. That thing just seemed endless. It was an epic creature made up of so many tiny bites. Eventually, the bikers went back to their pool games. Eventually, a woman wandered in. She sat down at the bar and ordered a drink, and we lost the bartender. He lingered down by the televisions at the far end of the bar. My friend passed me toothpick after toothpick, pulling them from the bar when he needed more. "Do you like it?" he asked. I didn't mind it. I wanted to finish it either way. I ate the head last, the eyes. I finished my beer. My friend held the empty box. He watched to see what I would do next. Everyone else was looking elsewhere. The bikers were playing pool and laughing in the corner. The bartender was talking to the woman who'd come in. They were arguing about something. "Can we keep this up there?" my friend asked, "as a kind of trophy?" The bartender looked up at the shelf behind the bar. "Sure," he said. He took the box and placed it there. He went back to talking to the woman, and I sat there. My stomach felt fine. I was still excited by the whole thing, so I said, "Let's do something." My friend said, "What?" "Let's go for a ride," I said, and he agreed. We got in my car, and he looked around and said, "Nice car." We smoked what was left in a pipe in the glove compartment. We rode around for what felt like hours. I asked him to come over, and he agreed. He said, "I can't believe you ate a fucking tarantula." I said people were animals, and animals ate tarantulas, and I felt proud of myself. He said tarantulas ate birds, and I said that was totally fucked. When we were nearing my apartment, I asked if he wanted to stay the night, and he got quiet. He said he wasn't gay. I said I wasn't gay. He wanted to hit me. I could tell that much. He sat in the passenger seat and I kept driving because he wanted to hit me. I drove on for what felt like forever because as soon as I stopped, he could hit me if he wanted. We drove and drove and drove and my stomach began to turn. I said, I can't believe I ate that fucking tarantula. And he said nothing. He started drinking from a flask he'd had hidden in his jean jacket. Eventually, we needed gas and I had to pull over. He went inside the station and came out in a hurry. He showed me a handful of money and told me to drive. We drove around looking to score and couldn't find anybody. It was late. Maybe we were friends again. I asked him what he thought about that, and he said, "You've got to play it cooler than this, man. You're the tarantula."